Three in the Box is not affiliated with USPSA or its board of directors. Bill, Josh, and Nikki make this podcast. Our views are our own, and the views expressed by our guests are their own. Nothing said on this podcast is intended to represent the views of any organization unless expressly stated.
This is a Facade podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Three in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh.
I'm Nikki, and this is Three in the Box.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Three in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill Schultz here with Josh Berger and Nikki Dwyer. Post Nationals, how we doing, you guys?
Exhausted. I'm exhausted. How about you, Nikki?
And you didn't get your massage today, so I'm sure you feel worse.
I know. I was supposed to get my massage. I'm in lots of pain. I had to cancel it.
We postponed the episode so Josh could get his massage, and then he didn't even get it.
I know. I'm a little upset about it.
It's rough.
Don't worry. I'll get it the day that this episode premieres, so I'll be okay.
Well, we are all fresh off a trip to Fort Wayne, Indiana for the 2026 Conference Cup Series. Had a blast, had a great tournament. Overall, not much more you could ask for.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It was a great turnout. We had 250 plus athletes, 44 teams. Everything looked like it ran smoothly. We did have, a little Wi-Fi issue here and there with but the new app, game changer, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you guys before we started recording, I was a little skeptical of the new app pre-tournament. I was like, it kind of looks like the old app. But honestly, other than the Wi-Fi hiccup, which, to be fair, they fixed right away and had no more problems with. Right. Other than that, can't say enough good things about it. The ability to sit on one court and watch a game and be able to check the score on another court in real time, that's chef's kiss, baby. Like, the app was excellent.
Absolutely. So whoever designed it, programmed it, well done. Job well done.
I think it was Brian Broyles from Colorado.
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out to him. He'll actually be kind of adjacent on this episode later. We'll be talking to Cameron, but we'll get there in a little bit. But yeah, fantastic job with the app. Tournament, Turnstone held up for us, right? We have this big looming rain cloud hanging over the organization about what we're going to do about size of this event. But, I know there's always issues with space, and I know it's not necessarily the most comfortable for everyone the way the team areas are, but hey, it worked. There aren't a lot of places in the United States that would work like Turnstone does, and I thought it really went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I agree. It felt comfortable. And you said something about looming cloud rain. We had some funky weather this year. I mean, thankfully it wasn't too hot this year. I mean, it was a little humid, but honestly, it was kind of comfortable.
We avoided the heat because the day that I left, which was Monday, which was yesterday in real time, it was like 90s on the way home, and even getting out of Fort Wayne, it was hotter than hot. But the weekend of the tournament was really good. We had great weather. Yeah,
it was perfect. I was a little worried about the rain because I kept saying rain every day. I'm like, I don't know. So, but it held up. So I'm excited about that.
Maybe we should talk about soccer.
I think we should. Okay. That is the name of the
show. What a novel idea. We will start with Founders Conference, y'all. In pool play in Founders Conference, we were not surprised to see the Vermont Chargers finish high in their pool. They took second in Pool B. We were not surprised to see Rose City finish high. Maybe a little surprised to see the Turnstone Furious Flyers going 3-0-1 in their pool.
Yep. I was surprised by that too.
I was a little bit surprised. I was very proud of that team. That's a team that we've watched, struggle, at least in President's Conference. They come down to Founders this year, have a excellent showing in the pool play, and end up taking fourth overall in the tournament, doing a great job and almost getting promoted.
Yeah, and then they beat the eventual runner-ups of the Founders Conference. So I'm pretty surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They beat Rose City. Yeah. The other team that I was surprised about, that a couple of you guys maybe won't be as surprised about, but I really was impressed with RHI Inferno this year and how they played. They went 4-0 in the pool.
100%. And Kirsten Passmore called it. She called it. Yeah, and I was like, "There's no way you're sticking to your guns on this one." I stand corrected.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke Birch, who played really well for that team. Joe Slaby, who's the head coach and player coach for that team, who we had on the podcast not too long ago. Great job, kind of transforming that team in a lot of ways. There's some old players on it, but they've got some new players, and been very impressed with RHI Inferno this season. Did a great job in the tournament.
Yeah. Did we cover on who's getting promoted in this conference?
We didn't, Josh. We'll go there now. We mentioned the third place game, RHI Inferno beating the aforementioned Turnstone Furious Flyers 3-0. RHI Inferno will move up to President's Conference. In the final, the championship of Founders, Rose City losing 2-0 to the champions of this conference, the Vermont Chargers, who were a great watch for me this tournament. I watched a number of their games, was really impressed. We're going to chat in just a minute with Mathieu DesRoches, whose name I've learned to pronounce. Mathieu did a great job for Vermont, Team Canada player that came down and started playing with Vermont this season, and they had a great tournament.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, you and I had the pleasure of calling the Vermont Chargers Commonwealth Cruisers game, and that was I believe that was a 7-0 game.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, it was a joy to call that game because we saw a lot of great passing, a lot of great shooting. But yeah, Matthew looked great. Seth looked great. It was just a fun overall game to watch.
It was, and I learned something about like their whole. Well, I'll let Mathieu tell us in just a minute. I won't spoil it for the rest of us. But before we get to that chat I had with him, let's talk about the teams going down in this conference. There is no down in this conference, but we'll mention. I always make that mistake when I read these on the air. But the bottom three in this conference ended up being Ability 360 United, DASA Firecrackers, and the Commonwealth Cruisers.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to the Dream Price Dragons. I mean, they came first national. They finished 7th place. They went 2-4-1 with a let's see, what do we got? 8 goals, 18 allowed. I mean, not bad for a first year. So I have high hopes. They got young group of kids. I love the team. I love the way they look. Their marketing, their social media is on point. So, and shout out to Landon. I know you're watching, buddy. Thank you for the sticker that you gave me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it on my laptop right after this episode. So thank you.
Nice. Another team, Josh, in this conference that I really enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed watching North Texas Fully Charged.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, Logan Villegas from North Texas got brand new pneumatic tires right before the first match, and he was asking me for tips on how to use it. And, so it looked like it made a huge difference for him.
Yeah, well, both those teams brand new, both those teams looking good. Looking forward to seeing what they can do in this conference moving forward. So as I mentioned, from the Vermont Chargers, the champions of Founders Conference, got a chance to chat with Mathieu. Let's go now to an interview with him, and we'll be back in just a moment to talk about President's Conference. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 3 in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill Schultz. I'm here with Mathieu DesRoches. Mathieu, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. Mathieu, you were at Nationals this year with the Vermont Chargers, winners in the Founders Conference. Was it your first season playing with Vermont? Is that right?
Yeah. I actually got the invite this January, so not even a full year.
What's it been like playing with a team in the States? What's the experience been like for you?
Yeah, it's a great experience. Honestly, like this tournament was incredible. Like so many teams, like I think 45 teams.
Yeah.
It was jam packed, and like the the place there was super accessible, super well done. The organization with all the people working there, it was amazing.
Awesome. Um, as far as your experience in the tournament, I mean, Vermont Chargers, you guys really made an incredible run. Only had 3 goals against you in the whole tournament. Only had 1 loss against RHI Inferno, who went on to play for third. I mean, what was it like playing with those guys and with that team? And tell us a little bit about your run through the tournament.
Yeah, it was honestly it was. We started a bit slow. Our first game was probably our worst one. Was we were a bit rusty, but after that we just got like our rhythm was great. We were passing the ball pretty good, and then honestly, because initially we were supposed to be 5 players, but our captain and coach Nate, he got like a family emergency, so he couldn't be there. So we had to like, you know, everybody had to step up for him, and we had like extra motivation to bring back the title for him, and it went pretty well. And we're really happy about the way we played the game, and I think we made Nate proud as well. So
I would say so. I didn't even realize that. I knew you guys only had 4 players. I didn't realize that you were down someone you expected to have. That always makes those adjustments a little harder in the moment.
yeah, exactly, because we had to like switch. Like for example, Zach had to play goalie, which he wasn't supposed to. He hadn't practiced there much, or that had us make some adjustments, and then as well in defense, we had to do to use like a mobile goalie. So when there was like kick-ins in our zone, Zach would have to get out of the box, and I would take his place. So that was also something that we didn't practice much, or we just kind of try to step up with Nate's absence.
Yeah, that's wild. I watched you guys play a lot this weekend, and I'm impressed because until you just told me that, I had no idea that you guys were playing out of position like that. So very impressive with that in mind. I really enjoyed the championship match with you guys against Rose City. We've been talking a lot about Rose City and kind of hyping them all year on the podcast. We really thought they were going to be a tough team in this conference, and they were, but you guys were able to sort of fend them off defensively and score a couple of really pretty goals. I loved the first goal in the 12th minute you sent to Seth that he kind of sent off the back guard between 2 defenders. That was a cool goal.
Yeah, there was a crazy goal from Seth. He played amazing the whole tournament. Honestly, he did so many things that doesn't always appear on the score sheet, but he's been exceptional defensively. He made some great plays in offense. He's a beast on one-on-one battles. So honestly, he's been a huge part of our team's success.
Your second goal your team's second goal that you scored with 3 defenders in the box. Take me through that one. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was kind of a weird play, but I think they kind of were expecting maybe a whistle from the ref. All 3 players kind of stopped playing, so I just tried to take advantage of that. And yes, we were pretty happy about that goal because it was a pretty stressful game, and I think that gave us a little bit of a breather.
For sure. Talk to me about Rose City again. I mean, that was a team that we thought was going to be really strong. They were really strong, but you guys played well against them. What was your experience against Rose City?
Yeah, it was honestly like the first 5 minutes, like we were really stuck in our zone. We could tell that there was a different beast. Like they hit the ball very hard, and they're very tough on one-on-one battles as well. But we've been doing a lot of calls with the team, and it's one of the teams that we watch the most games of because we knew that it was a big possibility of facing them late in the tournament. And I think our game plan worked, and pretty happy about how the game finished.
That's awesome. We've had Zach Schmoll on this podcast a lot, and I'm a big fan of his. How's it playing with Zach?
It's amazing. He's such a great teammate. He's so fun to to talk with, and he's honestly like one of the most passionate people about power soccer. Like he has so many good ideas, and he takes it very seriously. He's a big competitor out there.
Yeah, awesome. Sort of last question. This is like kind of a selfish question that I'm curious about. You play for Team Canada. You played a lot of power soccer in Canada. What's the difference in play styles, play level? What was the feeling like going through this weekend compared to what you're used to up there?
I mean, honestly, like it's pretty similar. The only difference I would say in the US is that like it's very very physical, like the one-on-one battles. But again, in Canada, like it's progressing a lot as well. There's many good players coming up. So honestly, I would say it's about the same. It's such a great community, in power soccer. Everybody gets along super well, so it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else you want to add about the tournament, your team, your experience? Anything else you want to say?
I mean, just how I was super impressed with all the people involved, and how the community is great with each other, and like we saw it with the social event on Friday. It was super fun. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Mathieu DesRoches, thank you so much for joining me on Three in the Box. Congratulations to you and Vermont Chargers on winning the Founders Conference, and hope to see you back next season.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you, Matthew, for that wonderful interview. That was great. Let's talk about the President's Conference, shall we? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we it's a conference that I am a part of. It was a fun time. I had a blast. But let's see, we all voted. I think most of us voted for Colorado Rolling Rapids to be the number one seed in our.
Except Nikki. Nikki had Mary Freebed.
That's right. And
We all have them in our top 3 at least.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's right. Yeah, we did have them in our top 3. Colorado won the whole thing. Not without a little turbulence from yours truly, and Chico Gophers, but that's he was saying whatever. But yeah, Colorado Rolling Rapids was phenomenal. They're a strong team. Cameron, I believe, had the strongest kick in the President's Conference. Levi, young, great talent. Dominic, who's been playing for 9 months. I call him Dominic Toretto with the white guard, was phenomenal. And Jack with the goalkeeping back there, they're great. Houston Fireballs are moving up as well. They finished 3rd place. Congratulations to you guys. Mary Fleabed Overdrive. They looked great. They played in a championship game with the Colorado Rolling Rapids, and they looked great. Congratulations to Kyle Flyer for winning the Sportsmanship Award. Yeah, everybody looked great. Motor City looked great. Lakeshore, they were the number 2 seed. They in the quarterfinal, they beat us. Congratulations to them. Yeah, everybody looked really, really good. So that being said, we do have obviously some relegations. LA Angels did get demoted. Actually, no, they did not. The standing's not quite correct here. The Brooks Barracuda got demoted. Hot Shots got demoted, and Chippewa Valley Hooligans also got demoted. So they will all be in the Founders Conference for next year. Do you guys have anything else you want to add about the President's Conference? You guys watch any of the games?
Yes, we watched some of their games, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, what did you get out of it?
I mean, I definitely had predicted Houston Fireballs wouldn't do as well. So that was like the biggest shocker and I thought they were really exciting to watch. I watched their game against Lakeshore. I thought Lakeshore would do a little better. But they did a lot better compared to last year. Yeah. And that was a really exciting game to watch, like the 3rd place match.
Oh, I had to.
I was actually.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was actually, Nikki mentioned Lakeshore. That was actually a team that I haven't watched play a lot that I enjoyed watching in this conference. They did pretty well in pool play. I watched them win. Well, Josh, they played your team. They played a really tight game with your team that I had enjoyed watching. That a really close semifinal with Colorado, which is actually what I was going to bring up. I mean, I enjoyed watching Lakeshore. I definitely had them picked a lot lower than they finished.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they look like they lost to Colorado only 3-2. So
Right.
they were right there for
Yep.
the going on to the way to the championship game.
Yep.
So they're a young team, age wise.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they will do next year.
For sure. I had the chance today, Nikki and Josh, to sit down with Cameron Broyles from the winners, the champions of this conference, President's Conference. I had a chance to sit down with Cameron and his dad, Brian, talk a little bit about their tournament. So we'll go to that interview quick, and we'll be back to talk about Champions Conference. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 3 in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm here with Cameron Broyles of the Colorado Rolling Rapids, winners of the President's Conference Championship. Cameron, how are you tonight?
Good.
Thanks for joining me. I know you guys probably just got back from the tournament. You had an awesome tournament, went 2-1 in pool play, made it all the way through the bracket. Tell me what it was like. Tell me what the tournament experience was like for you this year.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's power soccer on the biggest stage, but you guys absolutely, performed well under pressure. You guys had one little hiccup against Chico in the pool play. Tell me about that game. What happened with Chico Gophers?
They were very well prepared for us. They definitely they knew how to counter us very well.
Cameron, one of the things I heard all weekend about the Rolling Rapids was your kicks. Everybody was talking about the power behind your kicks. What is it that makes those kicks so powerful and so accurate for you?
He's saying wait. He's saying wait on the back of the chair. What else?
Oh, okay.
He calls it deadband, and I can go in more to that about that. Deadband on the controller, and what else? Practice. Hours and hours of practice.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. I figured there was a little bit of that in there.
A lot. A lot of practice.
Absolutely. I imagine it has to be a ton. You guys, kind of rolled through bracket play. I know you guys played a tight game against Lakeshore. I was actually watching the final a little earlier today. I was trying to catch up on some of the games I missed because I hadn't sat through your full final. That second goal, Cameron, where you hit it in from out of bounds, it bounces off their chair, and then you tip it to yourself, was one of the prettiest goals of the weekend. That was an incredible shot. Have you practiced that, like the tip to yourself? Have you done that in practice?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was even, I don't know if you watched the broadcast back, but Tony and Peyton on the broadcast were just mesmerized by that shot, and so was I.
We've seen it a few times. We love Tony. He did a great job, and I think he announced almost all the games. So yeah, it was a great goal.
Cool. You guys really performed in that final against Mary Freebed. They were a really good team, and you guys, I mean, you were up 3-1, 12 minutes in or something like that. Were you guys surprised by how well you did in the final, or was that something you guys were kind of ready for?
Yeah, so he's saying that he knew it was gonna be tough, but the pressure, he felt like the pressure was off after the Lakeshore game. meaning that we knew we were going to go up. But I think they played a little bit more relaxed, and I think that helped them greatly. They were more nervous on the Lakeshore game. The Lakeshore team was really good, and so was the Mary Free Bed team. We have been practicing for a whole year for Mary Free Bed. And they beat us last year in semifinals. So, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of redemption against a team that's beat you before too. That must have felt good. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time with me, Cameron. I don't have a lot more. Is there anything else you want to kind of put out there or say before we go?
Yep. So thank you very much, Bill.
No, thank you guys. And I love that. I love the team mentality. You guys all played incredible this week, and it was so much fun to watch you. Thanks for putting on a great show, and thanks for joining me on the podcast, Cameron.
Bye, Bill. Thank you.
All right, moving on to champions. So in the top 3, we had in 3rd place Atlanta Sting, in 2nd place Aspo Force, and in 1st place Strap Scorpions. All very tough teams. I had the opportunity to play all of them at this tournament, and it looks a lot different than how we originally predicted in our rankings, except for us. We all thought that Aspo and Straps would be in the top championship game. It was a very close game, only 1-0 score.
Yeah.
And then, did you want to say something?
I would just, yes, because I didn't get a chance to see most of the champions final, but
Oh, really?
I ended up somehow sitting next to Josh at the very end of it. We were right in front of the goal. It was 1-0 Straps for, I don't know, most of the second half, I think, Josh. And you and I somehow ended up in the same spot on the end of the court, right in front of the goal at the very end. Aspo had a number of chances, including an opportunity at the very, very last second. And you could see me and Josh on the video, like almost like hugging each other, freaking out because it was so intense. That game was so much fun. I watched most of it back today. Just a lot of back and forth. So like, I don't feel bad about picking Aspo first and Strap second. I think we were spot on. I think it could have gone either way. And I got to shout out Strap Scorpions. Like, I give them a lot of crap on this podcast for not executing on what I think they're capable of. And they showed this weekend what they're capable of.
Yeah, they proved us right this year. I mean, we had them all picked to win it all last year, if not close to winning it all. And they were just not themselves last year. And so, and I think USPSA recognized that, and they're like, okay, you know what? That was a fluke. There's a team that is not going anywhere. We're gonna bring you guys back up. And they did it. And now they're the first team in Texas to be in the premier level. So congratulations, you guys.
Nice.
I'm very happy.
Nice.
And we're so happy that Jacob made it. My goodness. Don't give us a heart attack next time, Jacob. Jeez.
That's crazy. Yeah. Big props to Jacob, who went from the hospital to the national tournament and then won a cup. That's pretty. That's what this sport is all about, man. Like, that's what disabled sports is all about. Like, I was in the hospital 5 minutes ago, and now I got this trophy.
Not bad. Did you, Nikki? Did you end up playing Strap Scorpions at all? Or?
I did. Yeah, we also lost to them 1-0. So.
Yeah, but it was a good game. Yeah, it was a really good game. Shoulda, coulda, woulda gone any other way.
Really? Man, I wish I watched that game. I was probably playing, but wow, that sounds fun. Nice. Yeah, it was fun. So, Nikki, who's getting relegated in the conference?
So we had an interesting relegation round robin in champions because there was an uneven number of teams. And so the 3 round robin teams were Glassa, Shepherd, and Ability 360 Phoenix Rising. Glassa won both of those games against the other 2 teams. And so if all goes according to plan, Shepherd, Strikers, and Ability 360 will be relegated.
Okay. Got it. So Ability 360 was in the President's Conference last year. They won it, moved up to champions, and now they're coming back down. Got it. Okay. Got
Some
it.
other
Well,
honorable mentions. NEP Wildcats won a bunch of their games. They did really well in
Great.
pool play.
Mhm.
And then MNUFC also did pretty decently. I don't know. I don't have all the standings in front of me. But
Atlanta Sting was the other high finisher in the pool play, and
Yes.
they had a really good tournament. They ended up
Mhm.
losing in the semis and then eventually taking fourth, I think.
I took
Third.
fourth.
Third.
You took fourth. They took the. Okay, got it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Aspo looked so good at the tournament. I got to score keep one of the games, and they ended up playing Atlanta State, and Atlanta State came out on top. But I mean, that game could have gone either way. And so Sandra and Christian and Luke, but we do have to mention Sandra is moving on to play for Auburn University next season. So this is going to be a really interesting thing for Aspo Force, the new chapter going into the 26-27 season. How they're going to overcome the avoidance of not having Xander there. So, and Luke looked really good. So, I mean, he might be the next man up. So, we'll see how it goes.
That'll be interesting. Interesting to see how they do. Yeah, sorry, Nikki. I kind of just had a brain fart there, but in the third place game, Atlanta Sting over Tidewater, tough game for Nikki's Tidewater Piranhas.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my favorite game I ever watched. I have some tactical criticisms if their coaching staff wants to call me. But yeah,
Bill came up to me. I went up to Bill during the third place that game, and he's like, "Don't talk to me." I won't talk to Bill.
yeah. I mean, I think I could say this now. Like I left that game with about 5 minutes to go because I was a little bit frustrated with some of the decisions made there.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oh man.
it's my social media. You can send me a message.
Yeah.
All right. I had the opportunity earlier today, Josh and Nikki, to talk to our good friend Jada Cano from the Strap Scorpions, Champions of Champions Conference. Let's go hear me talk to Jada.
Sweet.
Welcome back to 3 in the Box podcast. I'm here with Jada Cano of the Strap Scorpions, Champions Conference champions. Congratulations, Jada. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill.
My pleasure. For people watching this podcast, they might think I'm not the biggest Strap Scorpions fan. I talk about you guys a lot, and I'm very critical of you guys, but I think I hope you know that I'm actually a huge fan, and I'm a huge fan of yours. And the reason I talk about you guys all the time is because I have such high hopes for you, and it finally kind of all came together this weekend. Do you want to tell me a little bit about how the weekend went for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been training a ton this season and finally all came together in nationals where we were able to take the gold home. Super proud of the team and excited that all of our hard work is paying off, and we're super excited to keep going. And all the teams in the Champions Conference are amazing, as you know, and we're all pretty neck and neck when it comes to playing each other. And so getting to actually put our skills on the court was really, really helpful to see for all of us. And then just kind of keep fighting our way all the way until the last game was really important for us just to have that continued cohesiveness.
Awesome. I picked on you guys a little bit after last nationals because I was so excited to see you guys play last year, and things didn't quite come together for you guys last year. What was the difference for you guys last year versus 2026?
Yeah, so I think last year, we're still figuring out who is playing what position. And so we were trying out different goalies last year. And this season, we started the season off really strong. And, we had more games, had more tournaments, we went to more places. And so I think that was the main difference was just more competition. And of course, me and Jacob have been training really hard and continued that. And then whenever we have our team practices, those help the team. And so I think just making sure that we're sticking with a schedule and, holding each other accountable was something really big this season. And so I'd say that was probably the biggest difference.
Awesome. You guys started out pool play. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've got it up in front of me. I'm going to look at it quick. You guys had a win and 2 draws in pool play, right?
Correct.
You saw Aspo in pool play and tied them.
Yes.
Eventually got them in the championship game. What was sort of the progression of thought like through the tournament? Like you guys whooped it in the bracket. Like what was kind of the progression of you guys from pool play into the bracket this year?
Yeah, I think at least my idea going into it was as long as we don't lose a game and, using
Yeah.
pool play as a warm up pretty much, using it as to see, what are we struggling with? What are we really good at? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses when we actually face another team was huge. Because as you know, you can practice one way, but then when you have that pressure on you, sometimes it changes a little bit. And so I think, taking those 2 draws kind of showed us what we needed to work on, what we needed to change, and what we needed to continue doing. And so I think, Aspo is an amazing team. That game was incredible. Or even our game before that in pool play was amazing. And so it's always back and forth. Even when we were in the President's Conference, we played them. So we've moved up together. And so seeing that really helped. Jacob and I also played them in Virginia. And so we saw them there. So we kind of took what we knew and kind of passed it on. And so I think that was something really important. But yeah, pool play was just going into it with sticking with a good strategy, keeping it, and then altering it after the game, not during the game. And I think that really helped all of our team be on the same page.
Awesome. I love it. I'm a massive fan of you. I'm also a massive fan of Coach Jen. How did Coach Jen kind of help you guys get through the tough nationals last year and kind of change the mindset for this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Our team is definitely not the same without her. And so having her, make us be accountable too, I think, again, that goes really far with being a team. And at nationals, if Jacob and I ever say something, she repeats it out loud on the court, which also helps all of us be on the same page, which is something really huge. Not a lot of coaches do that. And I think that is definitely something that helps us be better on the court, see things that we can't see, at least not in that moment. And so I think just making sure that we're staying competitive, staying aggressive, and getting to the ball first every time was something really huge. And then, of course, if we're going for a ball and she sees something that we don't, that is something that she says out loud. And so I think that is huge. She's an amazing coach, and I'm really lucky to have her as my coach.
Awesome. Last question, Jada. The game was 1-0. The championship game ended 1-0. You scored the goal on a corner from Jacob that was, to me, ridiculous. I rewatched that goal like 5 times today when I was getting ready to talk to you. Did you do that on purpose? Like the like in between them? That was really sick.
Yes. Yeah, we love running that play. We've been working really hard on it all season. We've seen a lot of other premier teams do it, and it's definitely something hard to perfect, the timing, the pace of the ball, all of it. And so we've been working really hard, and sometimes we miss those, but yeah, I was trying to go in between them. I saw the gap that was open. I know Christian was thinking I was going to go far, which is why I went so high in the box.
Right.
But I think that was, it couldn't have been a better goal to score. And then the rest of the game was kind of just hold them. So we weren't going to take any risk, and that worked out for us.
Awesome. Well, it was really fun to watch you this weekend, Jada. Congratulations. Awesome tournament. Awesome game. I wish you guys best of luck in Premier next season. And
yes, we're super excited.
Yeah, good deal. Can't wait to watch you guys. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations to everybody. This Nationals was amazing, truly. The level just was at its peak.
All right. Thank you to Jada for taking time to talk to me early today. Let's talk about Premier Conference. To no one's surprise, or maybe everyone's surprise, depending on how you look at it, Minnesota Shockwave wins their 6th national championship in a row in Premier Conference. They do so by beating, for the 3rd year in a row, the Turnstone Flyers. It was a 3-1 championship match, both those teams moving up. It was an enjoyable match. I mean, I did enjoy watching the match. Turnstone jumped out. Turnstone got a goal with like 30 seconds in.
Yeah,
David
it was
just
quick.
Yeah, David just bombed the opening kick, went off of Riley. They got a set piece and scored a goal. I mean, and it stayed that way until the last minute of the first half.
Yeah, it looked like oh maybe Turnstone's gonna do something here because like you said they scored within the first 30 seconds, and obviously that could be a real tone setter, and it looked like it could be that way until you just said that Shockwave got the first goal in the first half right before the half ended. So obviously all momentum just went completely the other way.
It did, and I got the chance to talk to Chad Wilson, who we'll get to that in a few minutes here, but Chad agreed with me because I thought the first half Shockwave looked a little off kilter, and Chad said it felt that way. I mean, I went back and watched most of the first half of that game, actually most of that game earlier today, and I felt that sitting there. Nikki and I watched that game together. It felt in the first half like they were a little bit, off, and it took them most of that half to kind of get their feet back under them, so to speak, and that goal, that early goal from Turnstone, really kind of set the tone. But Riley got kind of a crazy like Galazzo from distance right at the end of the first half, and then shortly into the second, Chad scored a goal on a nice kind of vintage Shockwave set piece pass from Pete. And then Lindsay got a goal in like the 30 something, I don't know, early 30s. And then that second half really felt more like a Shockwave game where they were kind of in control. But yeah, I mean, it sure looked like Turnstone had a lot of momentum in the first half.
Yeah.
I think the surprise of everybody was RHI not making it. We certainly talked on this podcast about would this be the year they did it, Josh?
Yep. I'm a firm believer in RHI sudden impact. As you know, it's the second year in a row that I picked them to win it all, and they're failing me. And Tracy Mayer had some things to say to me before on Thursday or Friday. Like, look, man, why do you keep picking RHI to win it all? Like, look, man, they got a stacked lineup, and I'm just trying to stir the pot on this show and get people talking, and clearly it didn't work. So, but hey, the San Jose Flash, they were this close to getting to the championship game. They played against Turnstone in the semifinal, and it was in overtime. I think it was minutes before the second overtime was about to begin. They snuck one in right behind Michael Rayton on the post. I mean, mere inches, and he didn't back up quite enough, and it just went in. And so, but San Jose Flash did end up playing again against RHI to win third place in a row, 2 years in a row for third place. So congratulations to them.
I watched that game also, and I was definitely thinking RHI would have done better as well.
Yeah.
Based on like other games that I've watched, and they're a very good passing team.
Yes.
Although to Flash's credit, like when they played them, it was being stopped by Michael Rayton at like every single turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I said to Nikki actually before that third place game, like I wasn't sure like that Michael would be enough to like stop the passing of like the RHI, lineup, and he really was. I mean, it's not, and I don't want to say it's just Michael on that team. I mean, Flash certainly, they have Guru, they have Alejandro, like they have good players on that team, right? But yeah, I mean, that kid is just everywhere, and to RHI, like absolutely no one is gonna fault them for. I mean, they have on paper the best roster in power soccer in the United States, hands down.
100%. Yeah.
But a lot of things go into success on the court. And we've talked before on this podcast about how this sport comes down to one weekend every year. And you have to play your best power soccer for 4 days straight. And RHI Sudden Impact just has not put it together. And that's okay. It doesn't take away from the talent of those unbelievable players on that roster. But that semifinal game against Minnesota Shockwave, they did not have it. They just did not have it. They did not put it together. So a fourth place finish for them, and they'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the three of us talked about this while we were at National. It's the same top four. It's not moving. It's the Premier Conference. There's top four, and then there's everybody else. So Auburn looked really good this year.
I was just gonna say, there's teams knocking on the door, and Auburn's one of them.
Oh yeah, Auburn is being one of them, and I didn't get to watch this game, but I know it was an epic showdown of 70 minutes of power soccer with RHI and Auburn. I didn't see how it ended, but I mean, did one of you watch that game?
I watched the Auburn Sudden Impact game. I watched a lot of it. But I was also focused while that game was going on. I was focused on a game that is going to get buried when we talk about this tournament years from now. But in that same quarterfinal time slot, San Jose Flash only beat Minnesota Northern Lights by 1 goal. And Minnesota Northern Lights is a team that I've been trying to sell on this podcast since the inception of this podcast. Yeah. That is a team that is a grind down defense. And they held San Jose to a goal, which San Jose wins a lot of 1-0 games. But Minnesota Northern Lights, they played well in that match. And, we're going to talk about what Flash has done, and we should, but they almost didn't. And it was almost because of Minnesota Northern Lights in that first round.
Yeah. And then I will also say that the Golden State Ducks, they did not finish as high as I thought they were going to do, but they were put in a really, really tough pool. I mean, it was just like, one of the players' dad texted me like, what the heck? We got the toughest pool. I know, you guys got shafted. So I mean, in the pool, they were playing against RHI, Turnstone, Breakers. I mean, it's kind of a ridiculous pool.
Yeah, but they've got some additions to that roster, and Ryan Connolly and Bart's gotten better, Max has gotten better. Like, that's a team that, they're probably not going to be super happy with where they finish either.
No, of course
but
not,
that's a team that when you talk about teams knocking on the door, I mean, you mentioned Auburn, especially they're going to add Xander in the offseason.
Yep.
That's a team to look out for. I'm looking out for Ducks too, honestly, because that's a team in that conference that has a ton of weapons. They get better every year, and no matter how they finish this year, I'm not counting them out next year.
Right. Yeah.
One of you guys want to talk about teams getting relegated in this conference?
Yes. Let me bring that up first. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. So the teams that are getting relegated from Premier is gonna be the Boston Breakers. Let's see what else we got here. Boston Breakers, Dallas Cyclones, and LAFC. So those are the bottom 3 teams that will be moving down to the Champions Conference. And again, nothing changed at the top 3. Shockwave win it all. Turnstone runner-up. San Jose Flash 3rd place.
You got it. I had the chance to speak with Chad Wilson from the Minnesota Shockwave, winners of the Premier Conference. Let's go to my conversation with Chad. Welcome back to 3 in the Box podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill Schultz here with Chad Wilson, player for the Minnesota Shockwave. Chad, congratulations on a 6th in a row national championship for Premier. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. Now, thank you for having me, Bill. I'm a big fan of the show. I watch quite often, so I'm glad to be here.
Cool. My pleasure. Thanks for that. A great tournament, Chad. You guys were undefeated through the whole thing. Talk to me a little bit about what this tournament experience was like for you from beginning to end.
Yeah, as far as the tournament, I mean, we know Turnstone, that's such a great facility, so we know that well. So, really almost feels like home at this point just because we're there so often, but, great how it can holds so many different teams. But yeah, the tournament itself, like you said, undefeated. So, that's always what we hope for, as far as through the process. We tried a few different tactics throughout the tournament, particularly in pool play that, brought a different approach, I think, than teams might have thought we would have brought forth with everybody. I know there's been a lot of different tactics teams are using, but it was interesting. We played one way during the pool play, and then as we moved on to the knockout rounds, as I'm sure we'll get to later, changed some of that, our lineups and our strategies.
Yeah, I noticed that, and our teams or I shouldn't say our teams, but I'm kind of a neighbor to you guys, right? I'm in Wisconsin. I get a chance to see you guys play during the regular season a lot, and I was sort of enthralled this season by like, what are they doing? Like, you guys had players moving up, players moving back. You had different positional stuff going on. What was kind of the thought process behind that?
Yeah, I mean, just don't want to get stagnant. I think as far as our team, we always want to push the game and evolve it, right? Like, the motion offense, that was our big thing before. And this year we're trying to embrace more of the passing offense just to bring that added dynamic. And so, yeah, it's always trying to refine our games and push it to something different, not just get stuck in using the same tactics again and again. I think that's part of the reason we've been successful for so long is because we are willing to change and try different approaches.
The final against Turnstone, you guys are, we're used to saying that now, Shockwave versus Turnstone in the final, but that one started out again, kind of like last year. Turnstone gets an early goal, and then I just rewatched that game today because I knew we were going to be talking. Watching it back, Chad, it looked to me like kind of a frenetic first half for you guys. Did it feel like that out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, they punched us in the mouth right away. What was that, like 20 or 30 seconds in, they scored that goal. So, they got the kickoff. I think I bit too hard on something. And then Daniil got the shot off the defense, and they got the set piece, and then, quickly scored, split the defense, if I recall, with that. So they really punched us in the mouth right away. And, I got to be honest, I think it definitely affected us as far as we didn't expect something to be hit that hard. And so, I do think things were, as you put it, frantic for sure, as far as, especially early on. And then, I think we were reacting to calls from the referees, maybe more than we normally would, because I think if we're in a lead, things like that, we're not going to react to that. I know it's something where, because generally I don't think we react too harshly to refs, but here and there, I think we do. And so I think that, we took that to heart a little bit more, I think. So I definitely felt the pressure early on. I mean, Turnstone, they always have such great strategy. You can tell they put a lot of thought into it as far as thinking how they want to approach us. It's never the same, it's never the same game plan each time we play them. I'll be honest, I was glad we didn't play them. I'm glad we only played them once during the tournament, because, I always note whenever we play them again, it seems like they come up with great strategies as far as how to make those adjustments, things like that. And so, yeah, I do think we kind of lost focus there. But, the thing was, even with it being kind of frantic, our defense still held strong after that, that taking that early hit as far as, giving up that goal. And, giving up a goal that early, it does put a little doubt in your mind, like, oh, are we going to take this or not? And so it was pretty back and forth that first half from there. And then, I got to say that, getting Riley getting that goal right towards the end of the first half was pretty critical as far as, our confidence, I think. And I think also Turnstone's thoughts as far as, their chances. Because I find it interesting that, we score that goal and then they get the kickoff back. And even though they had that great kickoff to start the game, they just kicked it down the line. And I got to say, as far as us, we were like, oh, okay, maybe they're doubting themselves then. And then what I'm most proud of our team, though, is at halftime, we really talked through and made some adjustments as far as how we wanted to play. Because like in that first half, we really struggled defending their kick-ins, like middle of the floor. Daniil was going up in a spot, and Pete was trying to cover it, and they were really eating us up with that. And so we talked as a team, well, here are the adjustments we need to make. And I feel like after we made those adjustments, because that was really something they were bringing forth a lot of pressure against us with that. So I was proud that we, made those adjustments, kept things together. And, I feel like after the half, in that goal, it really calmed down for us, and, just felt like a, normal game. I remember Tracy being like, this is 0-0 game, treat it like it's just the start. So, yeah, it was, great how we could just get it all together for that second half.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It really kind of felt like a shift. Riley got that sort of goal from distance, right, at the very end of the first half. And then it really felt like it had changed in the second half. You had a goal on an awesome, of course, Pete kick from the corner in the 26th. And then Lindsay got a goal in the 35th. It sort of felt like everything changed at half.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those set pieces you pointed out, that's Shockwave bread and butter. And what's interesting about that one is I think Pete actually took a little bit off on sending that across, and I think it really caught him off guard because we're used to Pete just whipping it really hard. So yes, so it gave me the time to like kind of aim where the shot was going to go, and then man, that goal by Lindsay, I don't know how she got that through. There was just enough room between Charlie and David to get that through, like just barely enough room, but she got it right through, and what an amazing finish by Lindsay there.
Perfect. Well, Chad, I appreciate the time. I appreciate the thoughtful analysis and kind of the inside story there. Anything else you want to say about the team or the tournament or anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, as always, just want to thank the board and the organization as far as USPSA to organize this and make it run so seamlessly. All the refs, things like that, and then I just want to point out as far as Shockwave, so proud of our team. To win as many times as we have it, it doesn't happen by accident. It's it's just amazing how the competition gets better and better every year. It always pushes us to, keep going. It was just a great experience as always. I always look forward to these tournaments, and look forward to trying to defend that title next year.
Awesome. Chad Wilson of the Minnesota Shockwave, thanks so much for taking the time. Hope you have a great off season. We'll see you again next year.
Yep. Thanks again for having me, Bill.
All right. Thank you, Chad, for that awesome interview. Again, congratulations to you winning 6th straight championship. You guys got to stop. It's ridiculous. Anyhow,
somebody's got to stop him, Josh.
Somebody's got to stop him. Look, come on. San Jose Flash, Auburn, OHI, whatever. Anyways, we want to say thank you sincerely to Power Soccer Shop for being a big supporter of our show and sponsoring us and providing the services that we need for this podcast program, the microphones, the brand new backdrop that we had, the official tablecloth. We did look legit this year, so hope you guys enjoyed that. And hopefully I saw people take pictures in front of it while we weren't at the table, so that was really cool. Nice. We also want to say thank you to Turnstone Freshman Athletic Center for putting up an amazing MK Conference Cup series. Everything was great. The AC was great. The Wi-Fi was good for the most part. And again, thank you.
We also want to say thank you to USPSA. I know that there was a lot that went on behind the scenes to put nationals together and get everyone there and participating and competing. We also want to thank all of our refs. We know that you guys sacrifice spending time with your own family members and friends to make sure that all the games are officiated. And I know we had some new faces this year and a lot of returning ones. So thank you guys for being involved. And then we also want to thank all of our volunteers. Of course, this sort of event doesn't go on without multiple hands in the pot and different people being involved. And we had a lot more people involved with like scorekeeping and cleaning of the facility and different things like that. So thank you guys for all of your time and efforts.
For sure. Thank you to all of you guys watching, our viewers, for supporting this podcast. We're 2 seasons in and we're not slowing down. We're only getting bigger. Keep an eye out this off season. We've got our new segment, 3 in the Box Overtime, which if you didn't catch the first episode, Nikki and Josh did, go to YouTube and check that out. It's incredible. We're literally just calling games. We're just taking games that are available on the internet that don't have commentary, and we're commentating those games. You'll see more of that from us over July and August. We don't plan on releasing big episodes like this in the summer, but we are going to be doing episodes of Overtime. I think we're going to try to get at least 1 a week out for you guys. Please keep an eye out for that. Thank you for coming to our booth, saying hello to us, signing up for merch, picking up stickers. We saw your stickers all over Turnstone in Fort Wayne. Josh got one right there. If you order merch, we'll send you a sticker. We've got a few extra we can stick in the bags. Please keep an eye out online if you want a 3 in the Box t-shirt or a 3 in the Box hat. We have them available for pre-order. Nikki will have that stuff up online later this week. We'll be back next season, and we're looking forward to it. We plan to be bigger and better and keep going. We appreciate you guys for supporting this. It's a crazy idea I had a few years ago. Josh and Nikki bought into it. Shout out Alex Johnson, our buddy from season 1, who bought into it. And we're having a blast doing this for you. So we will be back. Thanks for an awesome season. Can't wait to see you next year.
Like anybody knows me.
This is a Facade podcast.